Hello, and welcome to this week's single review. Greta Van Fleet have released a new single called Play Your Games. They haven't announced a new album yet, but it looks like it's probably on the cards. It's a really fun song. I don't think it sets the world alight, but it really feels like a love letter to Greta Van Fleet's fans and has all of the authentic Greta Van Fleet sounds that we've come to know and love. It opens with this really cool acoustic riff, and there's quite a lot of reverb on it, which gives it this natural sound, almost like it's being played live. It goes back to that earlier, slightly less produced sound from Greta Van Fleet that was on Anthem of a Peaceful Army, for instance, rather than Starcatcher, that had a few more effects and vocal effects and things in different places. And I really like the rawness of that sound and the sound they're getting back to with the opening of this song. It's a great vocal performance from Josh Kiszka, as we have come to expect. I love it when they just leave his voice alone and just let it be there and its rawness with no other effects or anything. It really allows the intensity to come through. There's only one sort of single vocal effect that comes in the pre-chorus and some other places, but it's only on the whoa vocalization. So for the rest of the song, you just get the pure raw vocal ability from Josh come through. Like I said, I think the song's all about being a love letter to their fans. If you look at the opening verse feels like it's talking about all the intensity of touring and being a band and the challenges that come with that. So it has the lyrics in the first verse, which are, pour me another round, then I've got to go. Thanks for the wild ride, you rock and you roll. Pour me another round is kind of like, let's do this again. We're coming back, we're bringing out what looks like a new album. Here's our new single. We're going for another round of this. And then thanks for the wild ride is like, thanks for being with us so far. More's coming. We're going to do more. We're going to tour again. And we appreciate you being fans of everything that we've done so far. You then move into the second verse, which feels like it's talking more about the enjoyment of having a connection with the crowd and their fans, with the lyrics, I'll take the center stage, the good times are roll, we're in it together now, it's time for a show. I don't think I need to go too further into that. I think the we're in it together now, it's time for a show is you're on this journey with us and it's time for us to do this again. I think then Play Your Games feels like the games are a reference to being in the music industry and all the fun challenges that come with that and all the challenges of being a band. It's, play your games, whatever is going to come, we're going to deal with, and we're still going to be around and have this connection with the fans and, move on to whatever next level or next chapter we go into. Instrumentally, the song is awesome. I've already mentioned the opening acoustic guitar riff from Jake Kiszka, but the main electric guitar riff that goes throughout the song is great. There's these little added flourishes at the end of each bar throughout the chorus, which really adds a lot to the song. I started to get more of a feeling and an influence of the band Cream, obviously the legendary rock band Cream, and especially the song White Room. I think there's some parallels within the riff that's there. It's so interesting going from the start of Greta Van Fleet was, basically they're a glorified Led Zeppelin cover band who are just doing everything that Led Zeppelin did from a vocal perspective of Robert Plant to how the riffs are like Jimmy Page and all this. But I really feel like they've moved in a direction where they've honed their sounds more, and there's so many different influences that come through. And I think the rawness of Cream sound is coming through in this song. On the other side of that, the contrasting thing is after I'd listened to this song a few times, I started to listen to the melody of the chorus, and it feels a lot like Busted Song Year 3000. Now that's obviously complete other end of the spectrum in terms of music, but I think what it does show is that a hook in a song, a chorus in a song that is good, can span any sort of genre. I mean, take a band like System of a Down, for instance. You've got Armenian folk in some of the choruses and then some really, really high intensity, loud, powerful rock, metal, whatever you want to call it, choruses as well. And I think that when the hook's there, it doesn't matter what genre it jumps into, it will span that and it will be amazing regardless. So yeah, a bit of Busted Year 3000 and also Cream's White Room in here, which is a bit of a contrast, but that's one of the things I love about music, the influences and the melodies and the rhythms that come from different places, but just work together completely. My favorite part of the song is the instrumental break, which starts off with this keyboard / organ solo from bassist / keyboardist Samuel Kiszka in this song. It's a Hammond B3 organ that's played here, and it really gives some Highway Star, Deep Purple sound effects to this song. Again, another different influence that's coming in from rock history. But I love it because, again, John Lord in Highway Star Deep Purple plays a Hammond organ there as well. And I think it just really brings another influence in and another really interesting sound. After the keyboard solo, you move into this percussive section from drummer Daniel Wagner. Abe Rounds, who's another percussionist, is also credited as percussion on this song. But this section is really interesting and it creates a really unique sound to it. I love the percussive breakdown. It's really fun. It's really melodic. It's really rhythmic. It's got that kind of slightly, Colombian dance effect to it. And I really, really enjoyed that in this song. Also, the percussive elements start to bring in some Ginger Baker from Cream and especially the album Disraeli Gears. So there's that influence coming through in this song as well. The cherry on the top of this song is the ethereal end vocal from Josh to end the song. I'm not sure where this song will sit on a future album, but I can imagine this being the opening track to kind of get fans back into the Greta Van Fleet sound. You have all the fun, all the energy, all the upbeatness, and then this slightly softer end to the song, which I think then is going to pull you into the rest of the album. So yeah, I can see this being the opening song on the album and really enjoyed it. I definitely got more of an Anthem of Peaceful Army sound to this song than a Starcatcher. It sits somewhere between Starcatcher and then their second album, Battle at the Garden's Gate. Battle at the Garden's Gate is my favorite album of theirs, and I think it's the one where you really started to see them hone their sound and push in a direction. And I think Starcatcher pushed more into a produced direction that then seemed to have pulled back from with Play Your Games to kind of go back to that earlier sound and that more classic rock, hard rock, blues sound that they had before then. So yeah, I think when they announce the album, it's going to be great. I'm looking forward to the next singles and I'm looking forward to the album and happy to see that they're back. Also, rest in peace to Greta Van Fleet. She was the lady that inspired the name of the band and she died recently. So yeah, rest in peace to her. What did you think of the song? Let me know in the comments. If you enjoyed this video, please give me a like and a subscribe and hit the bell icon so you never miss a video. This week's podcast episode is out. It's an album review of Shinedown's new album 8, so go and check that out and then I'll see you for the next one.